My name's Kolten Montgomery, the organizer of this group, I guess. I'm the founder of Reticence Marketing here in Colorado Springs. Like Trey was saying, our motto is Dare to Dream. So when we say Dare to Dream, our purpose as a marketing company is to take you from where you are to where you want to be, and we want to help you tell your story. Every business owner has a dream. Every entrepreneur has a dream. There's something that you want to do. You want to help people. You have some service or product that you really believe in, and our job is to help you tell your story so that people will use you. And we really want to get your message out there, and that's why we are a full-service digital marketing firm. So you met Josh and Trey, new additions to our team actually. See, the original term was account managers, because every marketing company has account managers, right? Well, we decided to change that over to the client relationship specialist terminology just because it really emphasizes what we believe in as a company. So a little bit about me. I'm only 21, so one of the youngest business owners. I might be the youngest business owner in the room. You're the youngest client relationship specialist. He's 17, so. But yeah, I have an interesting story. I started this company a year ago, and we have just come leaps and bounds since I founded Reticence Marketing. And just our ability to work with clients like Malika, who is one of our clients, and Pamela, who is one of our clients, well, soon to be client. But yeah, our goal is to really help your company grow, and we want to help you to tell your story. So thanks to everyone for being here. The reason that we started this group was because you know how many networking groups there are out there. There's BNI, there's PepNet, 1 Million Cups, you were talking about that one? That's a big one. Oh my God, there's so many. I mean, any given day of the week, you can probably find, 3 or 4 networking events going on. And for a lot of business owners, networking is just a pain, isn't it? I mean, you have that 30-second spiel about your business that you have to do, and I know we kind of knocked some of you off your rocker with introducing yourself, but we really are trying to differentiate how we do everything here. That's why we didn't do the regular like BNI style 30-second spiel about your business. We really want to just learn about you and why you do what you do, which is why we have you present your company slogan or your motto, because that's really kind of the condensed statement of who you are as a company. And if it's not, it should be, which is also something we do as a marketing company, right? But anyways, so we founded this company. We founded this company and this group because we really want to help people. And business owners are just amazing people in general. If any of you, has anyone in here listened to our podcast? Awesome. So we have the Dare to Dream podcast. We try to air it weekly. Tabby thought that we were supposed to record yesterday, and we just confused each other there because I'm like driving down the highway and Tabby's like, aren't we supposed to be recording right now? And I'm like, I hope not, because I don't have anything. So yeah, our Dare to Dream podcast, if you listen to the episode we did last week, it was with an organization called the Rebels Leader Academy, or Rebel Leader Academy, I think it is. And their motto is turning rebels into revolutionaries. And it's all about entrepreneurship, all about owning your own business, being a dreamer, being a revolutionary, being different. And that's really what our core values are as a company here at Reticence Marketing. So the idea of Marketing Masterminds is really, if anyone's familiar with what a mastermind is, I think you might be able to explain it better than I can.
I don't know. Go ahead. I'll add if I need to.
Okay, fine. So a mastermind is basically we're all coming together in this room and we're talking about things, we're discussing. If anyone is familiar with philosophy or Western philosophy, Socrates specifically, now I'm completely nerding out here, but the idea of dialectic, which is basically finding truth through discussion, or the Socratic method, as you may have been taught in college. So that's really what a mastermind is. Am I right?
Yeah, I would just say it's like, multiple minds can come up with, maybe better solutions than
right. Yeah, so it's kind of the collective mind. So all of us here together, we're able to kind of mind meld in a way, if we want to use Star Trek terminology here, and we're all able to just kind of synchronize in our thought processes and really work to make everyone's marketing better. So it's not about us selling clients as a marketing company. One of our mottos is that we never want to sell anybody. And that's actually a presentation. So we're going to do this once a month. This meeting will be once a month, and it's going to be completely centered around education. So there'll be a different presenter every month. Next month is going to be Courtney DiMatteo from Crystal Clarity Life Coaching. She's one of our clients, and she's amazing. and she's going to be presenting something, one of her topics called Selling from the Heart. So every month we're going to have something completely different. We might have you come in and talk about SEO a little bit, and just all the nerd stuff that we like talking about and doing. Our goal is really just to teach you all how to market yourselves better. Marketing companies can be expensive. It's hard to market yourself. So we want to give you the tools to kind of do it yourself. This is the DIY marketing group of Colorado Springs. And it's not just going to be one of those networking groups where we come together for an hour, we do the 30-second talk about your business, and then everything's following like this really strict timeline. This is going to be a completely fluid group. So anything you guys, like if you bring to the table, you have a question. Malika, for example, if you're wondering, what keywords should I be targeting? I know we're working on that, but if you have any marketing questions, bring it to this group. And anyone in here, if you have any marketing questions or questions about how to grow your business or questions for any of the members here, we're all business owners. We're all entrepreneurs. We all have experience in different areas. There's what, 1, 2, how many marketers are in here? Raise your hand. See, we got a lot of marketers in here. So if you have any marketing questions, this is probably the best place to go. And it's free. So got to take advantage of it. So I will start out with, does anyone have anything that they want to talk about regarding their marketing or any stories they want to tell, any testimonials?
I have a unique scenario. I'm an accountant. I know nothing about
Need coffee.
Someone just got me signed up for LinkedIn. It's great. All of a sudden I'm meeting people. Never had a conversation like that before. Spot On is very focused on keeping their overhead low, keeping their expenditures low. So they don't do a lot of promotional marketing. They rely on us as field reps to go out and talk about the product. It's an easily understood product by an accountant, not by an individual. What I'm saying is that they don't support a marketing structure. It's up to me to develop that same thing. Facebook, social media, that type of interaction. I'm hoping to gain that from this group, how to hold my own in representation of a company that I actually work for.
Okay. Anyone have anything to?
No. Is that guy's name Rodney?
Yes. So you're expected by these companies you work for to manage these campaigns on different social media platforms, and you're pretty much saying you don't know how to really do any of these?
No interactions with them whatsoever. Never had a Facebook page beyond my prior businesses. I've always had Facebook pages managed by others, usually one of my managers.
Yeah.
So I've never had an interaction on a personal basis. This is the first time I'm helping out a friend who actually has too big of a heart. So this is just said, hey, you have this. Which I find exciting. But I don't, if I set up a Facebook, what am I looking to do? How do I accomplish it? Is it business? Is it personal? What other tools? Instagram, Twitter. I'm running out of names of them, but Periscope, and they come up with 50 that I need to do.
And you could do, industry analysis where you find out your demographics of what clientele you're trying to shoot after, and then what platforms those people use. If you're trying to reach people on an age group of, 60 to 80 years old, you're probably not going to try to network with them on Facebook. You may like them. If you use Facebook, I will say create a business. Either with a personal profile, create a specific business page. I don't need to wait analytics off of that. But it's going to be more beneficial to reach those people, and it's not going to be tied to your profile. Also, profiles they can block. Personal page you can follow or not follow. And Facebook will be, and maybe I'm wrong with this with social media because that's not my cup of tea per se, but it's going to look higher if you're promoting a business page than a profile. You can run ad campaigns and things like that. But managing a Facebook is different than advertising on Facebook. But really, in that, to find out what platform you want to market on, I would really sit down and try to find out who's your perfect clientele. What platforms do they use? Is it business professionals? Then LinkedIn probably would be the better platform to really reach them on. Is it younger people that use Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Pinterest? These are all social media platforms that you could market on, but if your clientele aren't on them, why go there? So the first thing is, who are you trying to reach? What do they use? and then how to manage those platforms.
I need to have that as a skill set because Spot On has a social management software. All it does is track and source, so it just pulls it all together. It's going to be up to me to advise to my customers how to best utilize that data. It's really a data collection.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to have to turn around and say, well, this is the numbers you need, this is what you want, this is what you're going to get for exposure. And right now, just a mystery.
Yeah.
You know, what I have to say is a big thing with social media marketing is if you're brand new to it, the best thing that you can do is really analyze what your competition is doing and try to replicate that the best that you can. If you're brand new to it, that's what I would recommend doing for sure.
Good word now. Thank you.
I'm a big fan of relationships on social media. So what I would recommend is do your best to connect with anybody and everybody you know on social media, and not just friends or ask them to like your page, but actually connect with them and start a relationship. It brings a lot more value to what you're posting because they're a lot more interested in what you're saying because you're interested in them. So that's where I would start.
So I've been at this for 2.5 weeks and I've got over 500 LinkedIn followers, people, and connections, yeah. And I dumped half of them because someone told me the exact same thing, that I need to be connected. I need to say hi, goodbye, come to coffee, and look, what are you doing this weekend? So I started that process. Unique for me.
I wouldn't dump them all. I know that's a really common thing on social media where people are like, you know what, I haven't talked to half of my list in 3 years and you're no use to me, so I'm unfriending you all. You never know where a relationship can pick up or where a relationship can start if you have somebody on your LinkedIn or Facebook. So
Or who they know.
Right, or who they know, exactly. I wouldn't like, if you don't know the person and you haven't talked to them, I wouldn't just like completely write them off.
Become better friends with certain ones.
See if there's a connection that you can create. Hey, you know, we went to the same college, what year did you go? Or, you know, anything like that, professor still teaching, you know, create a personal connection, see if you can create that. Find a way that you can bring value to them and get them off LinkedIn, get them off Facebook, get a face-to-face. Do your best, yeah.
So I personally prefer Alignable. I've been on LinkedIn a long time. And Alignable will kind of help you
It's a
connect
good
with
program.
local connections.
Yeah.
Alignable.
Alignable.
Yeah, it's,
So I follow, I should follow Alignable, or is it a separate link?
A separate network.
I just personally like it, but they'll also say, hey, you're friends with this person on Facebook. Yeah.
A lot of business
This is
questions
my
like that are
preference.
actually asked on Alignable. You see a lot of conversations. That's where Alignable is going to pull some real posts. I'm having a problem with my turnover on my employees. You know, how can I overcome this? And different companies can post on there and give you advice on that aspect. A lot of it goes for marketing and things like that. So it's not
Spot On
fun.
could sell to anybody because we're a credit card processor as a fourth business. But our software, analytical management software, requires individuals like yourself to care about the business, to know more about your business. That's difficult to get into. The local barbershop is not.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the hard part is, you know, a lot of people, especially business owners, they get in that mentality, I'm too small to deal with stuff like that. I don't care, I'm too small. I see that every day. Every day I see that. And the problem is you know, something I learned early on in my career was it's probably about 50 to 70% mentality. I always feel that I'm too small or I'm just a little old shop. It's all I'm ever going to be. And if I want more out of it, I have to start acting like a bigger company and doing what the bigger companies are doing. And it's just like you said, the biggest thing to do is to find out why your competitors are so successful. Competitive analysis. Go on their website, see what keywords they're using. Go on their social media page. Are they running advertisements? Are they just on posts? What kind of posts are they doing? Do they have engagements? Especially with social media, it's not all, you know, you don't go pay somebody to get you 11,000 likes or followers. It does nothing.
From India.
If it's 11,000 people that care nothing about your product, or even if they are real accounts, which highly likely they're not, it doesn't do anything. So, you know, but Alignable is, you know, I haven't worked on
For instance,
that.
Saudi Arabia is not.
Steve.
And
Nah,
you
you're
see
fine.
those all the time. But you know, competitive analysis is definitely something you should always be doing, at least on a biannually basis, if not quarterly basis. See what your competitors are doing. There's what is it? I think it's similar site or whatever. It's a website analysis. You can put your competitor's domain in there, and it'll tell you how many impressions they get annually. What is their revenue they pull off of their website, and it's a free website. I think it's a similar site.
It's called Similar Site?
Yeah, similar site. Yeah.
I've got a couple of those today.
Yeah, and that's the best way to kind of find out. I mean, to grow your business is find out what other people are doing successfully. Because again, business, SEO, all these different things, it's all a recipe. If you implement it correctly, you will be successful.
In your case, this is where having goals and written down goals would come in handy. Because you can look at that goal and say, what do I need to do to achieve this? And what can I do today? And maybe what is better for tomorrow? What can I prioritize now to achieve this goal? And when you have that status, you say, okay, I need to find out how to connect with clients about this process because it's really helpful for their business. Well, okay, so I can ask that question now, and I can find somebody who has gone through the same thing maybe. But goals are really important for all organizations to have, specifically SMART goals, which stands for specific, actionable, measurable, and time bound. Thank you very much. And the
She
R,
knows she's a
I
coach.
missed the R. So having SMART goals makes them achievable, attainable, time bound, and relevant. So they apply, and then you can break them down and see more clearly. It's almost like expanding, and you can get a better view on, okay, this I can handle now. I can achieve this today, and then I'm in a better spot than I was.
Yeah. I think it all comes down to, we talk about this a lot in our company with our clients, telling your story. And over social media, if you've ever heard of relationship marketing or attraction marketing, we have so many fancy terms out there in our industry. But relationship marketing is really making those genuine connections. And even if it doesn't mean you typing thousands of words a day to reach out to people, you can automate that and still make it a genuine outreach program. That's what we do on our LinkedIn. We have over 3,000 followers right now, and we've reached out to every single one of them through automated programs, and we have started so many conversations. And through Facebook, for example, we actually utilize business page, groups, and our personal pages. Posting in groups, there's like 20, 40 just business groups with strong memberships here in Colorado Springs. And we just put out content consistently. Has anyone in here seen our videos, my videos? Yes. So I'm kind of like popular. Everyone thinks they know me, and I don't even network that much like Steve does over here. If anyone doesn't know Steve Fisher he is awesome. Did you say that you do credit card processing? You might want to connect with Steve because he's very networked, understands that industry a lot more than any of us do. So that might be.
Software is really our premier product. That's
Okay.
What is it?
been on our analytical software. It's a customer engagement software.
And
It does
that's
customer analytics.
That's super helpful for a business that's just growing, expanding, because there's a big gap between those that are just starting off and those that are really achieving success. And that gap is not very large, but it's a huge chasm. Exactly.
I look for that flag every day.
If they're not moving forward, then they're not going to achieve that level of success.
So many of my customers that, what do you know about your business? I've always been a key question because I'm an accountant. So I know a lot about business, a whole lot about success. And so I pull my arms around them and I say, what do you know about your business? And most of them don't know their peak periods of the day. Most of them don't even know what their payroll is comparative to their sales volume or their daily timings. And it's really kind of this is information I want, I need, I love. And others are like, too much.
And then when they get that in their SWOT analysis, they can take those strengths that they have throughout the day and then pair them to opportunities to grow, to weaknesses, and to threats around them.
Exactly. And success is really fast. I've
Yeah.
got a barbershop that came to me and started off at some minuscule amount, let's say $1,000 processed per month. That's how poor he was. And in a matter of 2 or 3 weeks, we got him up to where his presence was at least understood. I didn't know how to expand his presence. I just told him how to review it so he could see what it was.
And then he had the key from there.
Exactly. He ran with it and started asking, his son and daughter how to do things.
But he didn't have the vehicle to find out all those data points.
We gave him.
Right.
It's all about education. That goes for everyone in the room, especially when you're in a more niche industry like credit card processing or digital marketing or really anything. Right. People don't necessarily know what you do. I know, Steve, you talk about like Squarespace and, Square and PayPal and all these systems that people just kind of rely on because they're huge names. So they don't know what you offer. They don't know what you offer. And that's the same thing for most of us. There's going to be large brands in all of our industries that tend to not offer the same level of genuineness that we can. That's insanely true for us as a marketing company. I'm sure for you as well. We were just talking about that. So it really comes down to educating people, and that's going to form a relationship from the get-go. That's the only reason that we post videos so consistently in all these groups and we communicate with so many people through social media.
You put general information out for a large mass, but you're hoping to direct towards specific sectors.
So what we do is, for example, we like to do, we call them like 1-minute tips. So we'll do like 1-minute tip on SEO. 1-minute tip on should you be using AdWords or is it even useful for you? And just putting that material out there really identifies with business owners, and especially in the video format or the blog format. I run into business owners all the time who don't do anything content-wise. And if you're not putting educational content out there for your brand, and it's not selling, you don't want to sell your brand. I know we always say one of our mottos as a company is actually, if you have to sell your product or service, it's not good enough in the first place.
You want to be the expert.
Exactly. You want to be the people, you want to be the person, the company that people come to because they're identifying with you from what they're seeing from you. You know, if you're putting material out for you about your analytical software trying to sell people on it, no one's going to buy it. If you're putting material and content out there about how a software like that can help people and not even trying to sell them, and you do that on a consistent basis, you're forming kind of an indirect relationship, and then people want to use you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not very good at selling.
Right, but I think that's better. There's a difference between being a teacher or a coach and being a salesperson. I mean, everyone knows the used car salesman, and we don't want that. We don't want that. And that's the thing, you know, the roofers are a big one, used car salesmen, some realtors. I'm surprised we don't have a realtor in this room. Do we have a realtor in this room? That is very surprising. Used to be a realtor, okay. That never happens. That is you usually have like a minimum of what, 5?
I work with a lot of realtors. It's the hardest thing to get them to understand that a sales pitch doesn't work on social media.
Right.
No one's going to look at your sales pitch. They're just going to keep you scrolling.
Right. My mother's a realtor, and she says her secret to success, because she's been in business for 20 years now, or almost 20 successfully, is that she's forming relationships with clients, finding out what they need, and then matching what is in the market to their needs. Not because she's trying to sell a house to get the commission. No, it's in that case, that person who buys that house might have made the wrong decision. And then what happens? They are unhappy with their choice, or they are not as happy as they could be. They don't refer that realtor who put them there. And so word of mouth, honestly, these days, like Spot On is trying to do, is one of the most effective and the cheapest ways to get clients, to generate
So
revenue.
our content was getting the exposure a little bit. You put a lot out in the very beginning that was, I thought was real informative because I was compelled to read it, but those that aren't, we should turn off.
You're in the market.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Well, and if you're kind of doing
I
a
over after I've already mentored into a situation and given us an explanation, it becomes so much more valuable.
And if you're doing like a brain dump, basically, of like all that information, you're putting it out at once, no one's going to care about it. You have to do it on a consistent basis. People have to continually see your brand and identify with you. And not just your brand, they need to identify with you as a person. They need to identify with your team. That's why I have these two, because Josh might be able to talk to someone way better than I can, and Trey at the same time. You know, they both have different personalities. And that's when it comes down to, are you selling your product or service? Are you advertising your product or service? Or are you really representing your why? So, you know, why do you do what you do? And I think this might be a really good time to do like a quick exercise. We can keep it quick, like under, I'd say 30 seconds for everyone, because we have a small enough group, which by the way, we're definitely outgrowing the space, which is amazing. But sorry for everyone who has to stand. I apologize. But I think we should do a really quick exercise if everyone just wants to go around the room like 30 seconds or less and talk about why you do what you do. What's your why? What's your story? Why do you have a company? Why are you an entrepreneur? Because identifying with that, that's the first thing we do with our clients. Client can come to me and be like, hey, I have $5,000 and I want to drop it into an advertising campaign or whatever. And it's like, well, why? What are you doing? What's your story? I can advertise you all day long. I can drop so much money into what you're doing, but it's not really going to be effective unless you're having a relationship with those people, however indirect it may be. So yeah, I think we should start with that. What do you think?
That's a great idea.
Awesome. Who wants to go first? Steve.
So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Steve Fisher. I'm with Heartland Payment Systems, which is merchant processing and provide credit card services. My why is I love, as cliche as it is, I love meeting new people. I love helping business owners, and I'm part of 10 networking groups. And here in the Springs, I actually have my own. I love linking people up and business owners together. For me, I get a lot of satisfaction out of helping businesses to grow and just building those long-term relationships.
Who's next?
Okay. I actually got to jump out of here real quick, go back to school. But for me, what really
He's a
got
young
me
one.
into marketing and kind of sales and that kind of stuff was actually the movie Wolf of Wall Street. Not the most appropriate movie, but the way that Jordan Belfort took like these penny stocks or these dollar stocks, and he made them seem like the most valuable thing in the world, and he made them seem like everybody needed it. And so I always just thought, if I could do that with stuff that's actually valuable and stuff that people actually want, I could, be a very valuable asset to a company. So that's what got me into marketing. So yeah, and it was nice to meet all of you guys. I got to jump out of here.
Thanks, Josh.
You want to sit? You want to see?
Yeah.
No, I actually have to go pretty soon too. I got to meet my last co-author. I'm co-author of Bring Out Your Creativity, Psychology of the Creative Mind. My co-author was former head of psychiatric hospital in Monroe. Then he was the head of psychology department at the University of the Rockies. And our model, I'm using that now. We're doing personality profiling, and it relates to creative problem solving, which you all need to do. That's what we're trying to do right now. We're trying to find ways to solve the marketing problems. And our book is How the Mind, Brain, and Emotions Work based in thermodynamics. It's rather esoteric, and we don't bother people with details. But because I also invented the creativity meaning, I have tools. Exercise that part of your mind. You don't have to understand why or how, but it will turbocharge your ability to solve problems, improve the marketing problems. But I too have to go. That's my doctor friend. But it's been educational and also interesting. Last thing before I go, I think you guys need to collect business cards so you know who's here.
Yours.
Gotta steal yours first.
And I'll see you next month.
Yes, I'll post. Are you following us on the Facebook group or Meetup?
I believe it's an email that's coming through. So.
Okay, probably Meetup. Awesome, yeah. We'll get the information out there. And obviously this is just the inaugural meeting, so I think it's going pretty well so far. Just a nice discussion-based meeting.
What is the Facebook?
So it's an event that we're doing. We're gonna start a Facebook group, probably today actually, we need to do that. We were just waiting to see how much turnout we had, which is obviously pretty good, so, yeah. Okay, yeah, so we're on Meetup. You can follow Reticence Marketing. My business cards are right back there, as well as our flyers, and then all of our account manager, Trey here, or client relationship specialist, he has his as well. So, yeah, just look us up on Facebook. We're the only Reticence Marketing out there. Our name's weird, so yeah, and we'll get that started. So anyone else? Malika.
Well, first I want to ask if anybody in here ever was a child. Me too. So I have spent my whole life taking care of children, starting from the time I was 3 years old when my twin sisters were born. I always wanted to be a teacher. I ended up becoming an early childhood educator, but I got a degree in nursing where I worked with children with developmental disabilities, and I became an expert in behavior management. And because most of my peers are retiring and I'm at home taking care of a disabled adult child who is a internet geek. I started an e-commerce business so we would have something in common. So I would do my things where I'm still educating parents about children and the importance of play, and I could relate to my son about SEO and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I do.
If you've ever been to Once Upon a Child downtown, you'll find that they have great little toys and gadgets and Halloween costumes and everything. Are you in a physical location now?
No,
Okay.
no, my business is out of my home, so it can be tax deductible.
It's always good.
I believe the relationships you build are for a lifetime, not any particular business or personal gain. And I've been pressure washing for 19 years. I mean, actually working on the spring fire, pressure washing fire retardant off of helicopters, I felt like I was part of something bigger than myself. But what it actually did was pay for a 15-year-old idea I had that kind of fits into the build a business around what you enjoy. And I'm sure plenty of you have heard about it or what have you, but years ago there was Orange County Choppers and West Coast Choppers, and everybody owned a $30 t-shirt, but not everybody owned a $75,000 motorcycle. I'm here because I've got a product, I've got a brand, and I've got plenty of friends, but I don't know where to start with this thing to get it off the ground, if you will. So in the long and short of it, that's why I'm sitting here, because there's about 25 people here that are probably more intelligent than I am in what I'm talking about. Thanks.
But you're the most passionate because it's yours.
Right.
That's all that matters. I mean, as digital marketers, all that we can do is we just help you tell your story. That's all we do. We help you tell your story. We help you do it in a way that's going to reach the most people, and do it in a way that's really going to reach them in the best way possible. But we can't take your passion, because we're passionate about what we're doing, and you can't be passionate about every client that you work with, though we try to be. Us as a company, one of our goals is really that we don't want clients, we don't want a contract or client relationship. We want everyone to be in our family. So just by showing up here, you are all a member of our family here. And that's why we just want to help people, and that's what you're doing right now. You have a brand.
Realistically, I mean, it's met its first goal.
Yeah.
It's legitimately paying for my travel across the country.
Good.
Visiting friends and family and building relationships and things like that. But now I've got that little curiosity on what if?
Right.
What can I do next? What can this be?
Do you think those dreams that you have that are a little bit larger are actually achievable?
Yes, I do.
Good.
That's the key right there. So yeah, like Trey was saying, you're the one who's the most passionate about your business. No employee that you hire, no partner that you bring on, no marketing company that you work with is going to be as passionate as you are. And that goes for everyone in this room. You have to work, especially you, we were talking about telling your story. You have to tell your story and tell it from a place of passion, tell it from the heart. And most people just don't do that anymore. And I use the term in our podcast a lot. I call it brain spam, which is basically what advertisement is. You listen to the radio, you turn on your TV, you open a newspaper, and it's just ads everywhere, all the time. Everyone is trying to get your money. And if you are able to differentiate yourself from that and tell people a story, tell people from the heart, why are you doing what you're doing? What are your goals? What are your dreams? There you go. It's all organic. Whether it's the social media term for organic versus paid, or it's just everything is organic. And I think that's really where kind of the marketing sphere is switching, over to actually building relationships, building trust with the consumer and with business owners. So yeah, anyone else? You don't have to talk if you don't want to, by the way. Veronica?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
That was the order.
You did. I don't know. You did.
It's my why, well, for sure, one is her, and her brother, and daddy. But really, my why is to help everyone. Since starting this, I should say before starting what we've done, is I would deal with migraines, headaches, feeling like crap, depression, all that stuff all the time, and I just was like, this is just the hand I was dealt, I deal with it. And then I started this,
and I haven't had a migraine in probably 4 months. I never have headaches anymore unless I eat crummy food. And the depression, I know we're getting to a wintry time now, so we'll see if that comes back, but otherwise I haven't had that problem. And just a bunch of other things. And I want everybody else to feel that too. And I also use this. I started this in April, and I didn't join the business till August. So I was sharing it with people when I had no monetary gain in it, and now I still don't care about the money. I just want people to feel good.
That passion transfers, and that's what's most important. Because you're not selling something, you're sharing something.
I wish I could give it away to everybody, but I can't afford that. Sorry.
Thank you.
Very similar. I have a 10-month-old little girl at home, and I've worked in corporate America the majority of every business I've been in, and I am not somebody who's very good with the dollar amount as the end goal. I'm very much the person of relationships are the end goal, helping each other is the end goal, collectively achieving something is an end goal. If what I have to offer brings you to a better place, brings you to success, that's my end goal. I also wanted to, when I had my daughter, I realized, corporate America is just going to teach her that she's got to follow a certain path. And I want to teach my daughter that the path that she wants is the path that she takes. If she wants to be an entrepreneur, go for it. If she doesn't want to be an entrepreneur, that's great. Best thing that, another reason I did it is I used to teach kids as an assistant, and I taught, and I wouldn't say that they had any major issues, they had learning difficulties. And when I taught them, when I was there at that school, they don't teach that Common Core of this is how you have to learn, it has to be this way, it has to be the test. And just like what Kolten was saying, it's our society is moving away from it has to be done this way or the highway. It has to be my way because I say this is the way. I think society as a whole wants to have that relationship with their marketer, with their power washer, with their roofer, with their carpet person, their realtor. They want to have that personal relationship so that when they need them, it's this warm, fuzzy feeling that they know they're going to be taken care of, and it's tailor-made for them. It's not, I'm going to get sold. So I started my company to work with my clients to understand that relationship between themselves and their clients and foster that and grow that and bring success.
Awesome.
Very nice. I have a long history of digital marketing and SEO and PPC is really my cup of tea. Social media, I can get how many social media platforms there are. It's a lot to learn. So, hats off to this guy at 17, mastering some of that stuff. But the reason I started was because I found out I happened to get a job at one of our competitors, social SEO, because I always had a want to learn about digital marketing. I just didn't know how vast it was. And it was kind of like the tip of the iceberg. You think, oh, okay, and then you get to really see how big the iceberg is underneath it. But the reason why I created Valhalla Marketing Solutions is I always went around talking to people about it, showing people how they can start doing SEO campaigns, what the start of it is, what's the difference between SEO and PPC, and giving them that information for free. And actually, like Kolten has, I wanted to give it back to other entrepreneurs, business owners out here, because there's a lot of companies out there that can't afford a $1,500 SEO campaign and a $900 PPC campaign, not even talking about the money that they're putting on for the bids. That could average $1,500. And if you're putting away $3,000 in marketing and you have nothing to show for it, you're at a loss as a business owner. So that's why I like to give away free information. When I heard about this networking group, I'm like, I got to come to this. I mean, literally, I could take up the whole hour here and tell you guys about digital marketing and how it will benefit your company. And if not, and that's why I love being in Colorado Springs. So many companies don't utilize digital marketing in any aspect. They wonder why they're hurting. Well, 30 years ago, Yellow Pages were printed. I didn't even know that they still printed Yellow Pages.
Yeah.
Actually brought it in and said, here's a Yellow Page. And I was like, oh, wow. And if that's your demographics of clientele, great. Still focusing there. Again, like I was saying, it's all about who you want to reach. And if you're trying to keep your business going and you're in between, millennials and new age and all those different groups, you really want to have all sorts of different kind of marketing campaigns. It's not just one. You want an SEO, do PPC. If you're not doing that, do social media. That's why I give it back. I mean, as local business owners, we have to come together to keep things local, to have our community grow. It's not just the population, but the business.
Great. Yeah.
So my why is when I decided to become a personal trainer, I worked at a big club, and I felt like the focus was always on the sales, and it wasn't about that relationship. And what I felt like the biggest secret to health and wellness is how someone's motivated. It's not necessarily that pill, that exercise gadget. And so what I wanted to do was start a small studio where we incorporated a sort of a custom program based on where someone was at and really infuse encouragement. And then the other biggest factor I think that people deal with why they don't show up to a workout is the stress and things that get them down. And so really trying to create that experience where they do need that self-care and to understanding that whole aspect. So my goal is to create a more personalized experience and feel like if someone was coaching me, that they would be, really encouraging and pushing me to that next level that maybe I didn't know that I could get to. Which I think sometimes we start a workout program or a nutrition program, and we get into it for a little while, so we have the why we need to do it, we want to get in shape, we want to get healthy, but we don't have that accountability and then encouragement and that kind of thing. So my goal is just to keep working on how to keep people motivated.
That is a huge goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's amazing. That's awesome. You can break that down
Right.
into
Like,
specific objectives.
Yeah, that would definitely actually be good.
Love it.
And I do have to run, but
You're fine.
Thank you.
And anyone who's leaving, or you can do it right now if you just want to throw your business card like in the middle of the table or something, or actually just put it over there by the coffee. That works better.
And please grab some fruit on
Yeah.
your way out or while you're sitting here.
Because Pamela is awesome. So I guess I should go. I should probably tell my why. So I started this company, like I said, when we started this meeting a year ago, and I've always been a dreamer, had that entrepreneurial mindset. I've always called myself a rebel, and kind of like I was talking about earlier, everyone else has always been over here, and then I've been over here, just kind of doing my own thing. And that's really what drove me to do all the things I've done. When I was 15, I started with political involvement, and by 18, I was a delegate for the Republican Party, and I did that for a while, and then I left politics, and then I went into hospitality management. And I was in hospitality management for a while, and I absolutely loved that experience. Not necessarily the companies I worked for, because I don't do well working for other people. I don't think any of us do. It does not work out well for me or them. So I was working in hospitality for a while. I've worked for brands like Hilton, Choice Hotels, the Garden of the Gods Resort up on Mesa Road. I worked there, and that really kind of got me learning the idea, the culture of hospitality. What is the why of hospitality? And for me, I've always had this service-based mindset. I always want to help others. That's why I enlisted in the Army last year and cracked my hips, but that's another story. So I was a police cadet when I was 15 as well. My dad's on the police department here. So I've done so many things, and then I finally decided this company is where I really want to devote myself, because every day at meetings like this where, we're just talking about our struggles. We're getting personal. We're talking about our why. Why do we do what we do? When I sit down with a client, or I sit down with someone like Steve, we sat down yesterday, and we just we just share our stories. That's amazing. That's relationship building at its finest. And for me, not selling. Exactly. That's why I do it. And yeah, for me, I struggled with, kind of touching on what Jessica was talking about, I've struggled with depression my whole life. And when I think I was 17 or something, I came out as gay to my family. And that was a nightmare. And, just struggling with all this constantly and being on antidepressants constantly and, experiencing all of the, we're going back to kind of the natural remedies. And I'm just doing all these things, and I'm like, why is it not getting better? Why do I still feel like crap every day? You wake up in the morning and you're just like, I'm sure we've all experienced, you wake up and you're just like, no, not doing it today. I'm just not getting up. And that's how it was for me. I went to college twice, and I dropped out twice because that wasn't for me either. So I was just kind of like this dreamer over here in the corner, just rebelling from, conforming society like Veronica was talking about. And like, one day I'm gonna find something that I love. And then I found this, and I started my company, and I said, this is just what I'm gonna do. And this isn't the only company I wanna do. I wanna own several companies one day. I wanna be the new Tony Robbins, I wanna be the younger version of Tony Robbins. And that's why I'm actually looking to get my business coaching certification next year, so that we can offer that to our clients as well. And that will be a completely complimentary service, because I sit down with clients every day, and it just gets to that personal level of, well, why do you do what you do? And they're like, well, my son's having a really hard time, or I'm struggling with depression, or I've lost this or that, I lost my job. And that's really when it comes into building the relationships with people. And it's not about sticking to price points. It's not about selling people on what you do. It's about helping them, serving others, and the money will come later. It'll always come later.
Can you guys imagine where you would be if you started dedicating your life to your passions from the time you were 20 years old? Where would you be right now?
Very different.
17?
Yeah, very different.
Absolutely. There's a lifetime of learning to do. We can start at any time, which is
Right.
great.
It's never too late.
We are at the hour.
We are.
So for all of you, we want to respect your time, let you know, but you don't have to leave. You don't have to go home, and you can stay here.
This can be your new home. We'll just sit here and talk, because I'm enjoying it. Do you want to share yours? I think you'd be a good
My
candidate.
why?
Your why.
Absolutely. Yeah. First of all, is there anybody else that'd like to share their passion, their why, before they get out of here? Yes, please.
My name is Brian. Pretty much put in charge for Colorado to get Project Feeding Kids going on here. Pretty much the name says it all. We're just making sure kids are fed. For example, down in Canyon City, we all have that big penitentiary. Parent gets locked up. One of the breadwinners gets incarcerated. We're making sure that those kids get fed. Covering all southern Colorado. She was a loud one. That's a good thing. How I got my passion, I spent the last few years working with law enforcement, getting drug and alcohol education in the schools for little ones like this. And so the suicide, the sexting, the bullying, all those things that are hurting our youth and also hurting our parents. Just want to do something for myself to help our community, to help Colorado, just because we have a very bad drug problem. And with Project Feeding Kids, for the businesses, we're helping businesses save money, but also support the community at the same time. So,
Wow, thank you.
And what's the name?
Project Feeding Kids.
Love it.
Do you have a card, sir?
Yeah.
Please.